Hey, how are you? Honestly, I'm not doing well. I don't know, dude. My life feels like it's going in circles and I just feel so lost. And I don't know how to fix it anymore. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. But if you're new here, my name is Taylor. I am a singer-songwriter, music teacher, manifester, and I am here to help you create a life that you love because you deserve it and it's possible. So I am on my second video of no makeup, and yes, it still is a little weird, but I don't like setting the expectation that we need to wear it, so I'm not gonna set that for myself. Anyway, so today I want to talk about how to get your life on track. And if you at all resonate with my little beginning skit, you are not alone. I have had many of those conversations with my friends, with my loved ones. I have been there, and I'm not saying that my life is 100% on track and I am the ideal. I live in a shoebox, okay? I am not the ideal. But I have come such a long way from where I was. And so yeah, I do think I have hopefully a little something to say that will help you on your way to get your life back on track and help you to, of course, create a life that you love. So to get your life on track, in my humble opinion, as I sit here in my shoebox, so again, grain of salt. So to get your life on track, in my humble opinion, starts by asking yourself a series of 3 questions. The first question is, what impact do you want to make on the world? If money was not a thing, what would you be doing with your time? What impact would you want to make on the world? Do you want to help people? Do you want to help animals? Do you want to build new houses? What impact would you make if that was the only thing you had to think about? If you just had to look at the world, where it's at, what's going on, what impact would you want to make? How would you want to positively influence the world? Have that be your first question you ask yourself. Have that be the first question you ask yourself, because often we don't really think like that. It's just go to school, get a job, make money, start a family, live your life. And that's all fine, but we never stop to ask ourselves, how do we directly want to affect the world? What do we want to have be changed by the time we leave? So the first thing to ask yourself to help get your life back on track is, what impact do you even want to make while you're here? The second question you want to ask yourself is, what are the talents and abilities that you possess, and what are you passionate about? Again, we often don't stop to think about that enough. We do a little bit. I'm sure not all of us are in jobs that we despise, but I'm sure a lot of us are. I know I have been there myself, and I was doing jobs that I felt literally useless at because I had all these things I was passionate about. I had all these talents and gifts I was given, and none of them were being used in a lot of the jobs I had until now. And it was so just like, what is the point then? Why do I have this if I can't use it? So what are the talents and abilities you currently have? What are you naturally good at? And what are you passionate about? Do you have crossovers between what you're naturally good at and what you're passionate about? Think about these things. And some of us, we don't have passions yet, but you do have things you're good at. And if you're sitting there saying, I don't have anything, I don't have any talents, I don't have any gifts or abilities, and I definitely don't have any passions. Passions are found, so I will give you that, but you still have more time. But talents and gifts are given, and I know you have some. Okay, so if you're sitting there saying, I don't have any, you're lying to yourself. You're not lying to me because I don't believe you, but you are lying to yourself. So do some introspection and realize that you do have talents and abilities. And what are they? And what are you passionate about? Think about these things, because if you live your entire life without using your gifts, without using your abilities, and without going after what you're passionate about, or even finding something to be passionate about, you will never feel like your life is on track, because I am a big believer that we were given these talents and gifts and abilities from God, the universe, whatever name you want to give it. I don't care. They are gifts and they are meant to be used. And I promise you, if you do not use the gifts and talents that you were given that you also happen to be passionate about, you're not gonna feel like your life is ever on track, because you're not doing the things you're supposed to do. I do believe that the things that we are passionate about, the things that we have a natural disposition to, we are naturally gifted and talented at, there's a reason for that, okay? It is not just happenstance. It is intentional. It is a sole purpose, and if you don't fill that out and at least see where it can go, you're always gonna feel like your life is missing something. So if you're at a point right now where you have gifts and talents, but you're too afraid to use them, that's not a good enough reason to not use them, because I think it's a lot scarier to go your entire life having these abilities, having these gifts, having these talents that other people admire you for, and still just not doing anything with them. I think personally that's a lot scarier. So yes, it may be intimidating to go after these things that you are passionate about, that you have talent and a natural gift for, but it is so much more terrifying to live your entire life on this earth, which in and of itself is a gift, and to never use the gifts that you have to make that experience all the more better, because they are here for a reason. You have them for a reason. They are intentional. It was not a mistake. So go use them. You are able to. I am giving you permission if that's what you were seeking for, but you don't need it, because you having that gift is already proof that you are meant to do something with it. So if your life is feeling a little out of sorts and you're not actively pursuing your gifts and talents and passions, that's why. And the last question you want to ask yourself is kind of a mix of the first two, which is, how can you use your talents and abilities and passions to make a positive impact on this world? Think about that, because you have gifts, you have talents, you have passions, and we have already established in the beginning the impact you want to make on this world. So how can you use all of those to make that impact? For me, I have talents for music. That is something I am very passionate about, but I'm also finding that I have a pretty just natural talent for speaking on camera and just giving this insight that I have learned to anyone who's willing to listen. And the impact that I want to make on this world is I want to uplift this world. I want people to create lives that they love and inspire others to, because how great would this world be if we were all operating from a place of I love my life? Because the most crimes that happen, the most terrible things that go on in this world are not committed by those that are happy to be here. They're committed by those who are miserable and don't want to be here, and they don't want anyone else to be happy either, because we all as humans want people to feel the way that we feel, and I feel pretty freaking good most of the time, and that's how I want other people to feel, because the more we are all creating lives that we love, the more that we are all literally and actually like enjoying our time on this earth, because it is a gift, it is not a guarantee. The more we are all operating from that place, everything could be so much better, because we are not victims of circumstance. We have so much power within us, and the more we start to recognize that and show others that, we are all, as an entire just race of people, going to be a lot happier as a whole, and I think that is very important. So my goal is to help people in any way I can with what I've learned, with what I now know, with what I can share with others. So that's why I do this. I am using my talents and my abilities and my passions to hopefully help make this world a better place. So how can you do that? How can you use the things that you are already good at, that you already have a passion for, to make this world a better place? How can you use your gifts to make a positive impact on this world? Because I think that's really important. And again, this is all from my perspective. But if you're still watching, apparently you somewhat like my perspective, so hey, cool. And I don't think that we can truly live happy, fulfilling, blissful, positive, radiant lives if we're not doing things to directly benefit those around us, if we're not doing things to directly use the gifts that we were given. You know what I mean? I think that's a big reason why we're here and why we have these gifts, to use them to help others, to help inspire others to use theirs as well. You know what I mean? And yes, I am very idealistic. I'm fine with that, because I'd rather be idealistic than pessimistic, even though I can be pretty freaking pessimistic too, honestly. Like, you never know what you're gonna get with me, but for today, I am very idealistic, and that is what I want for the world. So that is how I'm using my gifts and my talents and passions to do that. And again, with my music, I am always writing messages in my music. You will never get a song from me that either doesn't have a message or that has a negative message. Like, I'm not saying I don't have negative songs, but the underlying message is usually wake up, free yourself, fuck the system, and live a life that you love. So no matter what, my music will always have a message. These videos will always have a message, because that is the best way that I feel I can use my gifts and my talents and passions to make a positive impact on the world. So that's what I'm doing. So I hope this helps you to kind of think about things a little differently. Instead of looking through life through the lens of I have to do this, look through life through the lens of what could I do if money was not an option, and if I just had all this time to fill with my talents, with my passions, and with making a positive impact on the world. What would I be doing differently? How would I be doing that? And of course, you can't go from 9 to 5 to living your dream life overnight, but through a series of steps and patience and consistency, it is possible. And it's a much better alternative, am I right? So keep these questions at the forefront of your mind. Keep your answers at the forefront of your mind every day, and let them slowly shape and guide your decisions and choices and how you're spending your time, what you're doing. Let these questions start to shift you into that place of living your dream life, because I do believe it is possible. No, I'm not 100% there yet, but considering where I was, I might as well be there, and I'm pretty freaking happy, okay? And that's all that matters. Enjoying the journey is half the fun and sometimes half the battle. So let your answers guide your choices from now on. Print them out so you can see them, so you can keep these at the forefront of your mind, because the more that you keep this in your awareness, the more that you're going to make choices and decisions that are aligned with where you want to go. So allow these questions and your answers to do that, because I do believe creating a life that you love is possible. Is it hard work? Yeah. Does it happen overnight? I wish. But it is possible. And I want as many people to experience that as possible, because I do believe it's possible. I'm not quite there yet myself, but I have come so far. I am so much closer, and just being here exactly where I am is enough for me right now. I am content, I am happy, and I know things are only going to get better, and I want that for you. And like I said, I don't believe that can happen if you're not using your talents, if you're not using your gifts, if you're not doing things you're passionate about to directly make a positive impact on the world and those around you. I think it's a very important part. So I hope that this helps you to get your life on track, and I hope that you don't have any more conversations like I illustrated in my little intro, because those times are not fun. But if you're there right now, it does not have to last forever. You have so much more power than you realize. Own it. and use it to create a life that you love, because it is possible and you deserve it. And be sure to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video with someone you think needs to see it. If you haven't seen my other videos, I hope you check them out now. And if you haven't listened to my song Blame It on the Programming by my band Realign, you can find it on Spotify, iTunes, all those platforms. The links are in the description. And I think that's it. So until next time, keep creating a life that you love, because you deserve it! And it's possible. So to get your life on track. And the last question you want to ask. What? I'm weird. And the impact that I want to make in that. Why do I keep doing that?